So this is what is this day? I don't know. Is it day 20, 21, 31? I have no clue. But in New York State, we've been on lockdown at least, 3 weeks now? 2 weeks? I don't really remember. You would think that I would have locked that date in my mind as the date that the governor basically said, okay, y'all stay home as much as possible. But I didn't. I just know that overall, even though I put out in that video the other day how it felt like things had changed and I'd been depressed or whatever, the only real change I've had in my routine is that I can't go out to lunch for, anything now because mom is home all the time, and Saturdays. I used to have the lady next door who still comes over on Tuesdays and Thursdays to sit with mom for a couple hours so I can go out and buy supplies. But she would come over on Saturdays for 3 hours and sit with mom so I could basically go and do stuff. But everything is shut down except for going to a store. And let's just face the fact here. I am not a shopper. I don't go to stores just because I want to go to stores. So that's out. And so I'm staying home. And I'm about to embark on something that I haven't even thought about doing, which is it is my plan for the next 5 days. Well, I don't know if it's 5 days or 4 days, but from now until Tuesday, and this is Thursday afternoon when I'm doing this, so I'm a little late in doing the video, I'm not leaving the house. Now, this took a little bit of planning for me because I share a backyard with a major grocery store that's part of a major chain. And so it was just easy. I would wait till mom went to bed, make sure that she would fallen asleep or was comfortable for about 15 minutes, and I just run over to Wegmans and get whatever I needed. And it's interesting in the fact that when I was able to do that, you saw very few people who were out at that time. Our stay-at-home order or quarantine or sequester, whatever term anyone wants to use, was really pretty much in effect. People didn't want to be out. Burger King had closed. A couple of other places were closing at 8 o'clock. McDonald's was still staying open until midnight, so good for McDonald's. But still, everyone else was closing early. And Wegmans didn't close till 10. Like I said, we share a backyard. It takes me a minute to get there. So I'd been doing that. But I decided, you know what? I'm going to see what happens if I just stay in the house. Because things have gotten more dangerous. Actually, they've always been dangerous. But, now we're hearing that we probably should be wearing masks when we're out. When we weren't hearing that for the longest time, they kept saying that the only people who should be wearing masks were people who had the virus. Well, that turned out to be wrong. And the thing is, by the time they got around to first talking about masks, they were all gone anyway. Every store I went to, they were totally out of masks, just like they were out of toilet paper and everything else. The thing that started to irk me was when they were out of peanut butter and then out of jelly. And the latest thing, I just don't understand this. Stores are out of lactose-free ice cream, which I have to buy for my mother because she has a serious issue with lactose, and they're out of that. Now, I may be able to find some at some point. Luckily, I had bought an extra just on a fluke. So I've got enough of that. I've got enough pudding, because I need desserts to get my mom to take her pills at night. That's the only reason. Okay, no, that's not the only reason because I love desserts. She loves desserts. So that's what we love. But I'm chronicling. That's it. Different things because I don't see a lot of people talking about everything that's going on. But there's the weird things. I don't know if y'all around the world have had to deal with something like this, but I go to the store on Tuesday and we have large carts and small carts. And most people walk in with the small carts. But now everyone has the large carts. Why? Because it makes sure that we can't get that close to each other. So you have the large carts. And they've put up these barriers right in the middle. Because they have two ways you can get into the store. And what they decided to do is have everyone come in one way and leave another way. And that's interesting. And they have it not just at the entrance, but they take it on a little bit further. So they're trying to force a way for us to be able to not necessarily congregate with each other, which is kind of weird. And then when you go and you get your stuff, and there's, like I said, there's fewer people overall in the stores now, as opposed to when this thing first got big and the stores were just packed and you couldn't get away from people. Now you have a deal where um, there's orange tape everywhere, and not just at this store, at every store. There's orange tape on the floor, and there's orange tape on the cash register areas. And what you do is you have to wait for the next person, the person in front of you to be finished, and then they have to wipe down the thing that moves the conveyor belt. They have to wipe down the conveyor belt before you can put your stuff down it. And you can put your stuff on it, but you still have to stay back away from the cashier. And you stay there until they have totally rang you up, and then you can go up there and pay for it. And you can't dally, you can't sit there and have conversations, which used to be something you could do when it was slow, but you can't do that now because they need to wipe everything down. Some of them are wearing gloves, some of them aren't, some of them are wearing masks, which is the way to go if you can get it. But like I said, those things sold out so fast that even the people who work at the stores can't get them. I found out at Walmart that that lady said, we sold out of those 3 or 4 weeks ago. We didn't know what was coming, and they haven't sent any more. They just decided that they're going to send them to the hospitals instead, which is a nice thing to do. I can appreciate that. I'm not mad at anybody. But it's funny how you can't get close to people, but sometimes you still have to get close to people. And it just hit me today where I said, you know what, I have not necessarily just stayed in the house. And by staying in the house, it doesn't mean I can't go out in the yard. However, I realize I can't go in the yard because here's one of those small issues. So Tuesday, I filmed my video at the lake, and I love being at the lake. But at this time of year, I have allergies. And so I started having some sniffles when I got home, coughed a couple of times. Has nothing to do with the virus. It has to do with the allergies because I also can't breathe. And the thing is, I sleep with a CPAP, and the CPAP helps me breathe. So I know, what, I'm fine. I just need to kind of keep the air clean. Well, that's going to keep me from going out in the backyard because I have woods in the backyard. And so I can't walk in my yard. I could go outside in the front of the house, but I can't really stay out there much because I've still got the woods in the backyard. And it's warmer now for us. And so there's these things that are coming out now. I just can't take any chances. I know that probably there's going to be someone within the next week or so who's going to start cutting their lawn. The grass isn't even growing, but I'm surrounded by, it sounds weird to say a lot of older people now that I'm 60, but I'm surrounded by a lot of folks who are used to their routine of cutting their grass. And that's just not going to stop anybody. And I'm allergic to cut grass. So it's going to be an interesting thing. The only reason I'm going to go out until Tuesday is just to get the mail. Other than that, I'm not going anywhere. So like I said, I had to do some preparation today. So I bought some extra food, which I hadn't done. I'd been hesitant to do it. And I talked to my neighbor on Tuesday and said, I'm just hesitant to buy this stuff because I think I'm going to bring it home and I'm going to waste it. And she says, you realize you have another refrigerator and freezer in your garage, don't you? I said, oh yeah, I do, don't I? I totally forgot about it. And I see it all the time, but it's just one of those kind of things where when you don't really use it, you totally forget about it. So I had to go out there and clean a whole lot of stuff out of there, stuff that I never put in there, by the way. And so I cleaned that out, and I took some stuff that I already had in the refrigerator, put it in there, took some new stuff, put it in the refrigerator, took some things out of the freezer, put those out there, things that I wasn't going to be eating for the longest time. And I have enough room for everything. So I've done that. I'm prepared. I'm prepared. I think I can work with Mom, and we'll see how this goes. If Mom doesn't have episodes of sundowning like she had yesterday, yesterday was miserable. But if she doesn't have more of those types of episodes, then we will do just fine. We shall see how it all goes. Anyway, my name is Mitch Mitchell. Just giving a little quick update on my life, because normally my videos come out on Thursdays, but I put one out on Tuesday. So I said, got to go do something. We'll get back to topics at some point, but you know what? This is the biggest topic in the world right now. So let's go there. Anyway, y'all have a great day.